And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LPL. This is the League of Legends Pro League here in English on Twitch TV. Of course, brought to you in part by our friends at Gosu Gamers and Games in Asia. I am Rapid. With me is Nero. We're going to be hopping into our second best of two series of the night, as World Elite Academy will take on EDG, or Edward Gaming, in, like I said, a best of two. So welcome to the stream. Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to hop into Champion Select Picks and Bans for game number one. Hopefully Nero will at least show up here in a brief moment, but while we get through picks and bans. Oh, there we go.
I had my mic muted and I was talking to myself. So yeah, Koro, he has some impressive stats on his Trundle. 7-0. 7 wins, no losses at all right there. So I would be so excited to see it coming out once again. So Koro 1 versus XR in the top lane. Of course, it's some kind of a unexpected win for EDG, of course, as World Elite Academy. They don't have any points. They haven't won even a single matchup, and EDG is such a dominant team, and they won the Spring Split playoffs. So yeah, well, I do expect EDG to win, but I also do expect some interesting picks to come out. Of course, Name, which that's the thing that I expect. But I think that there can be a Syndra coming out of him.
Yeah, I would expect either the Syndra or possibly with the KL band. There's still the Yasuo that you have to watch out for, especially from you. I think he played that back in week 1. So it's something to watch out for. More importantly, like the matchup I'm most looking forward to is SMLZ versus Name down there in the bottom lane. Like EDG are monsters, but keep in mind they're coming into this in 4th most likely because they had a very rough week last week. They had to play IG and OMG, so not quite going up against super strengths. But World Elite Academy are going to grab 2 monsters out there, as well as Rengar and Gragas going to be locked in. Gragas was actually banned earlier on, keep in mind, versus Yongsu on IG. So you're going to have to watch out for that champion. And he is not banned, so he's going to be picked up here. And I got to say, really looking forward to the Rengar play. Carry junglers are back, and they're making a big impact. So Soist is going to lock that one in. And, of course, the Lee Sin banned, so he was going to pick that. But now Name is actually going to look for a mid lane pick here for you. Of course, you might just pick it up there himself.
Yeah, so Gragas slips through. As in the previous games, we have seen him banned both times. That's a little bit of a surprise. Well, kinda. So you will go for the Syndra, it seems, but Tryndamere, that would have been a big thing. I don't think we have seen him for a long, long time in the LPL. However, it gets switched onto a J4. But yeah, Rengar pick, that definitely is a strong jungler, and Soist is a strong point in World Elite Academy team.
Now, yeah, Xie locks in the Gragas, but the last pick is what I'm really looking forward to. And oh, this is LeBlanc coming out of here. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is patch 4.9. So this is before the LeBlanc silence nerfs in 4.10. At least I believe that's the case. Yeah. So LeBlanc's still a strong champion, but it's against, like we said, we called the Syndra picker. You called the Syndra for you, and that just means this mid lane is it's all about who can hit level 6 first and press R, because LeBlanc is going to be a very, very bursty champion. Syndra, less roam, but more strength in lane, so we'll have to see if LeBlanc can face off against that. Okay, well, it's not going to be Gangplank there for FZZF. He is going to be able to probably change that champion, at least in a second. He's looking for the support pick. There was a period of time in LPL where we saw a support Syndra, but I don't think we're going to see that there. Looking for the hard engage with the Jarvan, and even more from this Leona. So if they do lock in that Leona, that would put possibly, most likely, a Jarvan jungle. Although maybe Koro 1's been taking some pages out of Yongsu's book and is going to play that Jarvan in the top lane again.
I don't think so. Core 1 has played Shyvana a lot of times already, but the thing that surprises me is that it's a LeBlanc in the middle lane. Usually, actually, lately, when we see a LeBlanc, it is a support. After Allen and FZZF kind of played it a lot, and it showed up in the support only. Now we get to see this LeBlanc in the middle lane, and Braum is going to be the support. Once again, Braum slipping through. Well, he's not like this kind of an OP champion that you always have to ban. And actually, look at that. There was no Thresh ban, and no one picked him.
All right, well, we're going to hop into game number 1 of this best of 2 series. So enjoy the break. We'll be right back with the first game of this series. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our first game of the second best of 2. On the left side of your screen, you're going to be seeing World Elite Academy. And keep in mind, they're going to be facing off here against EDG in what is sure to be one of the most one-sided matchups of the night. It's a favorite for EDG, but World Elite Academy have yet to win a game. It's got to happen sooner or later. Maybe that time is here tonight.
Yeah, especially as such a hyped up team. They have a lot of talent in the roster, but they can't really seem to use it as of yet. I'm quite sure that at one point in time, they will step up to the plate and finally win some game. But, well, against EDG, this is going to be a tough time for them. And now Soist actually catches FCZF right there in the jungle. Deals out a little bit of damage.
Yeah, same thing in the mid lane. You and Shia actually just poking each other out in the mid lane. Looks like Yu's actually winning that, but nobody really cares about the early level 1 damage. Of course, FZZF took a little bit, and he is going to be kind of chunked. He lost a couple hundred HP, and we'll head back to base.
The failed trinket was right there in the brush, so they may still be afraid a little bit of Soist, because they don't have the vision right there. Yep. So it's just backed away, and I don't think that this will be an invade coming out from World Elite Academy. And especially, they have to be kind of careful against EDG. If they are going for an invade, they have to be sure that it works, because if not, EDG is gonna punish them big time.
Interesting to see the vision control stars for both sides, both teams, where you see actually 2 red trinkets picked up for EDG, and actually the red trinket picked up for Soist on his Rengar. Now, interestingly enough, EDG are going to go for the blue buff steal. It's a very strong invade, but you can already see UJ is warding up his opposing blue buff just to make sure that Rengar has a place to go. So no mysteries. Soist is going to go down there and take that one away. But interesting to see Koro and Clearlove. They're going to be the ones actually going for this double jungle, probably for that 4-man top turret dive. And I think that XR is going to be able to read that situation. And yeah, he's already thinking about heading back to base. But no, it's actually Koro and Clearlove who go for the long route around and will walk into their own jungle to continue the double jungle instead of going for that early 4-man tower push.
Yeah, so the trinket on Rengar, of course, it's Bone Tooth Necklace. It's not the sweeper, but it is red. You were right in this one. Yeah, so the double jungle.
You can actually buy the red trinket on Rengar instead of the Bone Tooth Necklace. Like, to me, that would seem to be something that you wouldn't want to do, but he did buy the Bone Tooth.
Definitely. So this Gragas in the top lane, well, he's trying to farm something up. He has a big 0 out there for the time, but EDG will be going for this gank indeed sooner or later. But they are setting themselves up.
This is going to be rough to watch. UJ and XR. Interesting to see he's actually supporting the top laner. They're going to be in a 2v4 EDG. Can they make this happen? Who's going to draw aggro? How are they going to get out of there? It's actually Koro 1 to draw it. Immediate flash out there. XR is going to get ignited, but Namhe is actually going to take him down. Clearlove tanks up the turret, and there's 1 kill in the 2v4. UJ, is he going to stick around for this one? I want to say yes, but it's only going to be the continued two-man push from FZZF and Name. So teleport back, and XR is back to defend his turret. This time he won't have to worry about getting dove.
Yeah, so they got the first blood, and we have seen a lot of early top lane ganks today, or even the bot lane, and they went wrong a little bit of times. So well, every single dive right now, I am just watching without breathing and waiting for this kind of a turnaround. It's this epic turnaround and another triple kill for Zitai or whoever would want to get it this one.
We've seen some good dives today. We've also seen some very, very bad dives as well. LGD wound up giving away a triple kill off of one of theirs, so you want to keep watching out for those. But a well-executed dive there. EDG able to pick up first blood, so they'll get the bonus gold from that one. But I guess what you really want to watch out for is more the lane rotations. You're seeing AD carries start to live in a world where they get solo farmed for the first 5 to 10 minutes of the game, and the big deal about that is that, you know, they scale up a little bit more quickly. But interestingly enough, it's more a focus from EDG on denying XR, keeping him useless, and getting that free farm, because that's why they're keeping FZZF up towards that top lane. You've seen Braum actually roam around a lot, so UJ's had a big impact out there on the map, but really hasn't been able to cause all that much to happen.
Yeah, this Gragas, of course, it's a risky pick, but later on, it might be quite good, because if you isolate someone out with the explosive cask, then Shia will be able to nuke that person down immediately. And well, while SMLZ, he has that Corki, and the Valkyria is kind of a long range jump, Name will just have a tiny range, relentless pursuit, so it might be hard for him to run away. Of course, Syndra is not mobile at all, so that may be a nice thing later on for World Elite Academy.
World Elite Academy have a big power spike coming up, not just when they hit level 6, but also their level 9 spike is really, really big. So you're going to have to watch out. They have a very strong mid game, and to be honest, most of World Elite Academy's team comps rely on very strong early game power into a mid game power spike after they win their lanes. That's just a great way that they've made themselves almost undefeated in LSPL. Now, mid lane, she actually almost going down there, but get some backup as he will have Braum.
Yeah, but on the other side, he just used the distortion, and you had to burn his flash and then ignite, and didn't get anything of that. So, well, that might have been a nice play actually from World Elite Academy. They may be setting themselves up for a dragon right here, clearing out the vision, placing a bit of their own.
Another thing to point out is that LeBlanc is actually still staying in lane, so all of the summoner spells, all that aggression from you actually didn't force him out, so he was able to get the majority of that next wave. UJ has been... UJ has never been in lane with SMLZ. Okay, he was down there for like a minute, but he's been top lane, he's been mid lane, roaming around the map, and it's interesting to see this sort of roaming support strategy, not in an offensive kind of ganking way, but just to support these side lanes.
Yeah, but I'd definitely love to see another support roaming around and praying for the kills all the time. Like we have seen one Leona just smashing everyone all the time in one game in the previous split. I'd definitely love to see that coming again. Yeah, FZZF will be heading the bottom lane to help out Koro1, so on both sides we see the top laner with the support.
Roaming support's actually happening from both lanes. Both sides, FZZF is coming around. I thought he was going to head to bottom lane to support the side laner, but no, he's actually... I'm not actually sure why he chose that path. Maybe some missed coordination. Name actually going to get jumped on there. He's actually fighting a 2v1, but I don't think he's too scared about that. It's like the support and the solo laner that's very far behind, so shouldn't be all that scary for Name to deal with. And you can see he's staying up in CS against SMLZ. Of course, Koro1 not having too good a time, but he's miles ahead of XR. He's like 30 CS advantage from Shyvana.
Yeah, and he has an assist on the other side. There's just a depth. So FZZF finally joins this AD carry, and they might even be looking for some aggression as Name already has level 6. The calling might be coming out right here.
One thing to watch out.
I'm sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm sure of is that when FZZF hits this level 6, when the solar flare appears, there is going to be a fight somewhere.
Yeah, level 6 is going to be a big power spike for, I want to say more for World Elite Academy, just because they're going to have so much big engage ults, whether it's Braum and Gragas in the top lane, or just the power spike from Xie in the mid lane. He's level 7, hasn't gone aggressive just yet, and we'll have to watch out very carefully against you, because if you actually gets the stun down from his Scatter of the Weak, that's going to make the mobility advantage. And there we go, level 6 is coming down. There is Soas going to get dunked on as Xie will flash back out. LeBlanc's still in there. Yu's going to stay alive there, but look at the dive presence. Koro 1 just barely there in time. Keeps you alive, and then it's a 2 for 0 in favor of EDG.
Yeah, so they lost the fight at the very beginning when Soist went down. But Xie at least wanted to get a kill on you, and he didn't even get that. That's so unfortunate for World Elite Academy. And you said the level 6 spike is going to be a little bit better for World Elite Academy, but they didn't expect Koro 1 to jump in there. And now he even teleports up to the top lane to zone out XR a bit more. They get the dragon. They have 3 kills advantage at the moment, and they will be building it up because they will not give it away. EDG is this kind of a team that if you make a mistake, they will punish it and they will never let you come back into the game.
Yeah, EDG already with those 3 kills, and to be honest, they've gone to like the 3 worst champions. I guess maybe you could have gotten a kill, that would have been worse, but you've got Jarvan, who's ahead in the jungle, which limits Rengar's pressure. You've got Yu, who was able to survive the all-in from Xie. It wasn't really a mystery that he was going to go for it, and EDG just read the situation perfectly. We're able to capitalize off the back of that. And now that Koro 1 has a kill, even though that allowed XR to sort of get some solo lane experience, catch up in CS, Koro's already been joining these team fights. He's already exactly where his team needs him to be as far as, you know, his position here in the mid game, and he's going to be able to 1v1 XR very, very easily. So I'm not sure exactly where World Elite Academy are going to find their lane strength to kind of come back here in the mid game, but that is what their team comp's designed to do, have this mid-game power spike. I just don't think it's going to be enough.
You know, with this weird kind of rotation that everyone is not where he is supposed to be, I kind of expected Xie to try and go for a kind of a roaming mid laner to finally try to find some kills on the ganks. As we have seen Kassadin today already, and he didn't do anything at all. I expected at least Xie to do something, but there's still no roams coming out from the mid lane. Nothing at all today. And that's a weird thing. It surprises me, and Xie just failed in the middle lane in a 2v2, so they expected that they will win, and they actually didn't.
Well, speaking of 2v2s that they expect to win, both duo lanes now down in the bottom half of the map, and this is kind of weird because you'd expect this rotation down because of Dragon's presence, but that's it's actually not there anymore, so I'm not sure why you don't still stay with a 2v1 just to try to keep your AD carries in a position where they can get stronger. But SMLZ is actually a little bit ahead as far as, you know, his build, as far as CS. Looking for that Trinity Force power spike though, before he can really start to put that damage down.
Yeah, and he's going to get a little bit delayed due to, of course, Name getting 1 kill and the dragon on top of that now. EDG will just be looking for 1 turret, and then the goal lead is going to turn into 5k, and that's where World Elite is going to have a tough time dealing with EDG. The team fights will be coming because everyone has already hit level 6. And look at that, a little bit of an exchange in the bottom lane. I'm just waiting for this solar flare. That's where everything is going to go down.
Bottom lane though, solar flare onto Xie, gets blown, or Yuxie actually gets, UJ gets blown up down there in the bottom lane. SMLZ is in a 1v3, and I don't think he's going to stay here for this. Might Phosphorus Bomb Rocket the wave just to try to keep it down there, but oh, we got Rengar stealthing it from behind. Soest is actually gonna, or SMLZ's baiting for Soest to try to come in here, but wisely enough, Name backs out. He can see the Rengar coming in. Soest actually gonna get counter engaged on, it's the Jarvan hold on to SMLZ, dunks him down, and now Soest trying to get away. One more auto attack. No, the burn's gonna kill. Oh my gosh, almost taking him down there. Xie actually roams down from the mid lane, ignites onto Name, but he will stay alive just a little bit longer. And while the roam did happen, it was effective from Xie. It wasn't in time to keep his turret alive. Great job by you, recognizing that he couldn't roam and just taking the turret.
Yeah, and Xie once again a little bit unfortunate. Once again putting an ignite on someone, and once again this someone stays alive with like 100 of his health. He's just trying so desperately to grab something and he can't really pull it off. And Koro 1 versus XR meanwhile in the top lane. Koro won the trade by a little bit, but XR has a lot of regen. Of course, with a happy hour.
I'm pretty sure you can see that. Yeah, Yu's just gonna walk straight through the turret. Misses the stun. There's explosive cask. Yu is gonna die. Oh my god! Yu pops the health potion, lives with 30 HP. He walked under turret and tanked 7 turret shots. 7. And go almost okay. Well, that was a very bad roam from Yu. Almost just suicided underneath turret. XR stays alive, but is a little bit behind, losing out that lane to Kuro just because of the early game 2v1s.
Yeah, so once again, Soist actually talking about the fight in the bottom lane a little bit earlier. Once again, Soist going for a gank and once again failing it and giving away the kills. So, well, he's not really doing the right calls. He did that in the middle lane, now in the bottom lane. And Xie once again roaming and a little bit failing. And Yu roaming and a little bit failing. So a little bit of a battle of mistakes right here.
The culling on top of UJ is gonna get dunked on as Clear Love locks him down. SNLZ does not have Valkyrie here, so he's forced to fight. Can't run from that Jarvan ult. And that's actually Name is there to clear things up. 4, 0, and 1 now. Rengar trying to get in here onto Yu. Yu's pretty dead here, and honestly, after that roam to top lane and the way that
there
worked
comes
out,
teleport.
kind of agree with it. Koro's got the TP. He's gonna jump right back in onto Soist. Reads the flash over the wall, but the mimicked chain from Xie actually stops him from going in. Soist survives. Of course, not quite so lucky for those duo down at the bottom, and Yu goes down. So that's the first kill of the game for World Elite Academy, but something tells me they're going to need a little bit more before they can at least try to come back and fight EDG.
Yeah, and pretty much it should have been a kill a lot earlier with this Ignite from Xie in the first fight in the middle. And to me it feels like it's a little bit too late for this first kill and they will really be struggling too much. And well, Name already 401 with the Infinity Edge. It's going to affect the game by a lot.
World Elite Academy, they lost out on the first dragon off of getting just dumpstered mid lane off of that dive. So we need to watch out how they prepare for the second one. You can see UJ is actually not putting aggressive pressure clearing out wards around the dragon area. He's defensive clearing wards in his own jungle. So WEA Academy, they got some work to do before they can put any pressure down there at the bottom half of the map. And you can actually see EDG now with 4 members of their team on the bottom half. They are definitely very wary that objective is live, and after taking Dragon number 1, we'll look to do that for Dragon number 2.
Yeah, so usually just going for the defensive clears, it's because they already lost the fights in the bottom lane 2 times in a row. He tries to stay safe right there. They got this first kill, but they can't really give away any more if they want to try and come back into this game. And World Elite are so reliant, of course World Elite Academy are so reliant on the laning phase. If they lose the lanes, they kind of struggle in the late game, and that's why they lost most of their games. And well, look at that, it's already happening. So they really need to do something right now, or they will just fall too far behind.
I think they've already fallen pretty far behind. XR actually might be able to win this out against Kuro if he continues to just kite and use his range advantage with those barrels, but I don't think Kuro's having too many problems. He doesn't even have to lane, he can just find it, the rest of his team and group up. And now just look at EDG's positioning on Baron. They've already, or on Dragon rather, they've already aggroed it. Name is a little bit ahead of schedule. But waiting on top of this ward, I don't think EDG are too mysterious. They're trying to be like secret agents, but they failed their secret agent test because they're standing on top of a ward.
Yeah, a little bit of rockets to punish them right there, but I don't think that they really care. They are trying to get a pick, and if someone from World Elite Academy actually goes a little bit too far to go for the poke,
oh, so it's actually going to get caught out there, blown up just in a little bit of a spike, and now as the team run away, EDG are actually forced into a nice retreat, but for how long? FZZF is going to have to get out of here. He's going to walk back to his turret. Only has a couple hundred HP, or 700, you know, it's almost the same. Very low health turret. So World Elite Academy can use this pressure to try to take it down, but keep in mind they're going to lose the top lane turret after Kuro just said, look, you guys are going to push bottom lane, I can take down this top lane turret.
And, well, this wasn't actually Soist getting caught. They had the teleport from XR and they wanted to go for a fight, so he kind of died in a fight prematurely, and that's what let EDG keep World Elite Academy away from the dragon. So that is still a good one. And, well, kind of a double failed teleport right here because Koro1 teleported in earlier and he failed a kill onto Sois. He just used his ultimate and a flash and did nothing.
1-8 right now. Dragon successfully stalled out, so World Elite Academy do still have pressure out there on the map, but they're gonna have to wait just a little bit for another power spike. Now, interesting to see World Elite Academy's recognition that if they don't win this early game and start snowballing, they are not going to make it. Xie grabbing a, a Medjai's Soul Stealer as his first big damage item. He's gonna be looking for some big plays to stack it up, but not sure where he's gonna find them.
Yeah, so it's kind of a standard pick in LPL for the LeBlanc in the mid lane. I can't really count how many Magi Soul Stealers on a LeBlanc I have seen already. And even if and that is what surprises me the most. It is an okay item if you are ahead and if you are getting kills. But look at Xie, he already failed to get a kill twice and he's going for a Magi Soul Stealer and there's really not much of a chance that he will get a lot of kills.
Well, when it comes to getting kills, I think EDG are definitely in the position to do that. You'll actually notice Koro completed his Blade of the Ruined King and has a Spectre's Cowl on top of his Ninja Tabby. So he's got all the resistances he needs, some HP, some damage. He's just looking so strong. Same situation for Clearlove in the jungle. He's got almost the same stats, but building a little bit tankier because he knows he has to be this big initiate. And with damage on the carries and tankiness on the tanks, it's like, well, what doesn't EDG have? They've got, especially ward coverage. Look at that, they're just like sprinkling of red wards all the way up there. A lot of burst on to Name, but all the culling popping that mirror image is passive.
Well, he got locked up by Bola Strike under the turret, though. That was a little bit dangerous for him. And Sois is now going in stealth for some kind of an engage. He can't really find it.
I think that stealth was maybe a little bit ambitious. So it's just like, well, maybe they're just going to leave one person here for me to jump on. But EDG, too good at staying together as a team. And to be honest, EDG have been very consistent in that. If they lose as a team. But they're never ones to just like randomly roam off and get caught. So, very, okay, well, Xie's Medjai's is not going to be quite where he wants it to be. And so it's, the counter flash from Koro over the wall. I think he killed Soist with his AoE there. He knew he had him against the wall and flashed over. Beautiful play by Koro1.
Yeah, perfectly timed. He did that the very same split second. And, well, everyone expected that Sois will flash over, but, well, Koro had it timed out really perfectly. They will steal the blue buff and they will be setting themselves up for the Baron with the vision around the top side of the jungle. And look at that, FCZF is going for the engage. Yeah,
there's a 3-man knock up there, so beautifully played there, but it's just not going to be enough. UJ is going to go down there. XR body slamming back towards his turret. He's gonna flash out, won't die to the ignite. A happy hour passive, pretty strong, keeping him alive. UJ needs some stacks there. He's gonna jump in, gets the ignite onto you, but won't be able to grab that kill.
Yeah, so EDG is backing up, and once again, as I said, they've just placed the wards out there. They happened to get a kill after all, but yeah, I think that it was about getting the vision inside of World Elite Academy's jungle, stealing away this blue buff, of course, but later on, they can get a pick right there and go for a Baron.
Well, Baron is very popular in LPL, let's put it that way. And by very popular, I mean you have to take the Baron. It's like another inhibitor. You have to take it before you win the game. So that's definitely an objective for EDG. They're in strong position to take it, but they do need to clear out some wards around the area. And you can see a good job by World Elite Academy to at least get some ward coverage back out there. And it's not even just in their own jungle, they've put it around the Baron area too, so they've got the vision. It's all about what they do with it. And if they use it to make picks for Xie, get that Medjai starting to come back up, maybe there is a potential to come back from this, but that is a very big maybe.
Yeah, so Xie just bought this Medjai after he got the assist, so there were no stacks at all, and he still keeps it at 0. And well, they will have to watch out quite badly. Well, Xie just wanted to get the kill on this Medjai. You have seen it in the previous fights, and this is really bad. He got this item, and now he's going to be tempted by the kills, by the possible kills, and even go down more frequently.
So it's kind of the new solo laner up there in the top lane, just to try to defend that second tier turret from Koro. Now, Clear Love and FZZF, it's just a clear click down on the bottom lane for EDG, making the calls to try to crush down this bottom second tier turret. And to be honest, that's exactly where they need to go. They might even catch the rotation through the jungle by SMLZ, but he decides to go the safe way, and very wisely so.
EDG will probably have an easy turret right there in the bottom lane.
Yeah, just out-rotating World Elite Academy. They put too much focus on pressure mid lane when they had already lost that second tier turret. And now with that bottom lane turret going down, oh, no stun from Yu. Would have been a huge engage. And to be honest, Yu is the primary engage, but he's certainly not the only one. You've got Solar Flare, you've got Clear Love dunking down, Koro diving in there with the Dragon's Descent, and just an entirely huge engage team from EDG. And while they may not be super strong in the early game, what their team comp does is it says, hey, when we get ahead, we're going to be able to force this fight. Clear Love getting caught out there by the empowered Bolo. But I don't think people are too willing to engage onto the tank.
And on top of that, yeah, it's Clear Love. He's so tanky. It was a nice engage though. If it just was you or Name, it would have been a perfect kill for World Elite Academy final. But still, 11k gold difference. And
so he's gonna get caught out there. He will stealth up, but it's not a mystery where he is. He can go invisible, but he can't run away from the area of effect. Damage coming down, Soist will go down. Oh, long range stun onto XR. Nice stand behind me from UJ to keep him alive.
Yeah, so now that they got the picks in the top half of the jungle, they might be going for this Baron that I was talking about so much, because I know that they create a lot of pressure on this Baron, on having the Baron buff, but they are still looking for the top inner turret. And remember, we have seen something like that already today. IG was going for the top inner turret. Big dive
through the turret though. UJ is going to take a lot of damage, just a little bit of lag there. Clear Love actually does wind up going down. XR is trying to call a truce there in the middle of everybody. Stops the action for a second, but winds up going down all the same. It's 1-for-3 exchange, and EDG, they literally just clicked the ultimates behind the turrets. May not have necessarily targeted them super accurately, but he will crush things down, take the first base turret of the game. SMLZ thinks that the target is Soist, but winds up overextending. Turns out he's the target, and he gets taken down. First inhibitor of the game there in the top lane, going to EDG.
Yeah, so I was afraid that EDG is going to make the same mistake that IG did in the game versus LGD, where they engaged the fight around this top inner turret, and they failed it. But EDG executed it perfectly. They got an inhibitor off of that. So 2 turrets, an inhibitor, and now they are even going to steal the blue buff away. Once again, place a little bit of vision. Next time, maybe go for this Baron, maybe even go for some other inhibitors. And that would be a big surprise, seeing an LPL game finished off before the Baron gets taken.
Baron buff is the next thing online, but EDG are going to take a little bit of a break to head back to base and grab their next few big items. You can see 2,500 gold on Koro, and he is going to almost straight up buy a Randuin's Omen when he goes back. So very, very tanky. And to be honest, this is just a perfectly well-rounded team composition from EDG. They've managed to cram 2 tanks in there, 2 incredibly far ahead carries, and a big hard engage. Synergizing between all of their members. So not only are they strong, but they can force their strength on a World Elite Academy, and I think they're just going to use Baron buff to do it. Of course, they'll take down Dragon, but then EDG, they're going to walk into the Baron pit and force World Elite to come fight them, and then they're going to counter engage on them, win the fight, and then walk down mid lane and win the game. So a great job though by Soist. He's actually pushed the super minion wave back away and taken down the top lane turret. The only problem is that makes their mid lane actually a little bit open to the push. FZZF gets taken down to half health by Xie, but I don't think he's too worried about that.
Yeah, and Xie is not in position to defend the turrets on top of that, so this will be an easy inhibitor 1 and maybe another inhibitor. Oh, the Solar Flag goes in.
Yeah, and there's XR right in the middle of the fight, not where he wants to be. He's going to go down. It's a death for UJ as well. Middle lane inhibitor will fall. Second inhib of the game. And in the bottom lane, you see Shie is actually just desperately trying to make something happen. He's going to distortion in, trying to make something out of nothing. Will go down. So is attempting to do the same thing. FZZF is actually going to die in the back to SMLZ. And now Soist, he's trying to kite away, but I don't think he's going to be able to make it out of there. Koro 1 just a tanky monster diving in the backline onto SMLZ, forcing him all the way back to the Nexus. But speaking of the Nexus, it is probably not going to be alive all that much longer. Clear Love and Name going to take down one Nexus turret. Steve, the last Nexus turret, is going to stay alive, but he will be very lonely as he is the last surviving base turret for...
They don't finish off the game though, and yeah, at the very beginning of the fight I wanted to say, oh, the Zenith Blade missed, but then there comes the Solar Flare, the massive Solar Flare. Locks up just one member, but it was a perfect engage for the whole fight, and they get it easily. And actually I wanted to point out that World Elite Academy, because they didn't get many kills early on, it still feels like it's an early game for them. They don't have any power. They don't have any big engages. Like, of course they have the possibilities, but they don't really use it. And it still feels like they are just an early game team, a fragile team that gets caught and goes down.
UJ gonna clear out some pink ward coverage in the jungle. No red buff available for Corki, though he will clear out that that camp. Pings though now on a Baron, and this should be a free Baron for EDG. At very least, they World Elite will, you know, try to steal it and they'll lose, but yeah, it is going to be a pretty free Baron buff. EDG just, it's kind of colored by numbers. They're painting inside the lines. They're going to say, all right, well, we'll do this step, and then step 2, then step 3 is question mark, question mark, question mark, and then they're just going to profit at the end of that. World Elite Academy, I'm not sure what they have in mind here. They have, I guess Rengar is actually pretty decently strong. He's got a bunch of tank items and damage, but he's about 10 minutes behind where he needs to be. And to be honest, the Medjai's on LeBlanc isn't really helping all that much either.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm kind of sad that they didn't finish off the game before they took the Baron buff. After all, LPL stays LPL. But well, World Elite at this moment, they are nowhere near to coming back into this game. 20k gold difference, Baron buff. 7 turrets, 17 kills, and EDG is just going to storm through and take the base.
Yeah, we should actually see, yeah, just a big hard engage there. Jarvan gonna dunk onto Soez. He will finally make it back onto the fountain, but everybody just getting chased backwards. It's a death for XR and UJ, and the Nexus will finally join them as it will fall. A 31.5-minute victory for EDG, and they will very dominant take down World Elite Academy. And keep in mind, this is just game number 1 in a best of 2 series. There's still a chance for World Elite Academy to come back. Not very likely. EDG are very, very strong, but hey, World Elite Academy have to win sometime. Maybe this next game is going to be it. So stick around. Game number 2 will be coming your way here in just a minute, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.